Welcome everyone to the Rejoicing Vine educational series on being better for the environment. What better way to start than with packaging, in particular for wine? We're going to talk about glass today. I know everybody was thinking about glass when you woke up this morning, so I wanted to address that right off the bat. In the US, we unfortunately don't do very well with our glass usage. The last data from the EPA suggests that of the 24.5 billion pounds of glass used in the US, only 25% of glass is actually recycled, and 62% of that 24.5 billion pounds ends up in the landfill, which is the worst possible scenario. Glass is an infinitely reusable material, so at the worst case scenario, it should all be recycled. In fact, we know we can do better because the EU recycles about 80% of their glass. We have an example of how we can do better. We can follow some of their ways and improve that 25% and hopefully get up to more of an 80% number. Before we get to recycling though, there's a few other things we can do that are even better for the environment. The first is reducing. So for us at the winery, we're always looking at ways we can reduce our waste. Reducing is the best thing we can do for the environment, whether that's consumption or reducing anything, any inputs like glass. So when we look at our business, and we know that wineries in general use glass almost exclusively, we asked ourselves, how can we reduce glass? Well, we looked at the beer industry and found a very simple solution, and that is kegging. I have two examples of our kegs back here. The smaller one is a 6-barrel keg and the larger one's a half-barrel keg. With the half-barrel keg, that holds 70 bottles of wine. It's reusable. So when it's empty, we rinse it out, clean it, sanitize it, and reuse it. Every time we refill that keg, we're saving 70 bottles from the landfill. We're saving 70 bottles shipping to us. It's a big help to the environment. In fact, we're a very small winery in terms of the winery world, and we've only been open for a year and a half. But by using kegs, we have reduced our glass usage by 3,300 pounds in just a year and a half. The next way, besides reducing, if we do have to use glass, we can find ways to reuse them. There's reuse programs at some wineries that we're looking into, and there's companies like Ravino out in Oregon that are helping wineries develop reuse programs. There's also upcycling. We do that today at the Rejoicing Vine with our water glasses. If you've ever been in, you may have noticed our green water glasses, but may not have occurred to you that these are actually old wine bottles. The wine bottles get cut, they get sanded, and they get reused as water glasses. The last thing I want to encourage you all to do is, if you have a favorite local winery or a favorite winery, check in to see if they recycle their bottles or what they're doing to reduce their waste. If they're not recycling it, I would encourage you to inform them or help them understand how important it is to you so that we can help move other wineries in this direction. Lastly, I'd encourage you to look at your own life and what things you use a lot or consume a lot of, and think about other ways to reduce or reuse those items. I would love to hear from you in the comment section on ways that you reduce your waste at your household or other ideas you might have for us to reduce our waste. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.